Hello, welcome. My name is ATHITHI RADHAKRISHNAN and I have the absolute honor today to share this space with two wonderful women. First, I would like to introduce Dr. SANDHYA PURECHA, who is a renowned Bharatanatyam exponent, performing academician, guru, innovator and choreographer, a prolific writer, and an avowed scholar-researcher of Sanskrit and Indian classical dance. She is the founder principal of Bharata College of Fine Arts and Culture, affiliated to the Kavi Kula Guru Kalidas Sanskrit University, a pioneering college offering diploma to PhD studies in Indian classical dance. As an expert member, she is associated with many universities and various schemes of the Ministry of Culture, Government of India. She is a recipient of the Sangeet Natak Academy Award for overall contribution by the Sangeet Natak Academy, Government of India, New Delhi. Honored in the field of Sanskrit and dance by the two highest state awards from the Government of Maharashtra, Department of Higher and Technical Education, and Maharashtra State Cultural Award, Department of Culture. She has also received the Gujarat Gaurav Puraskar by Government of Gujarat and Gujarat Sangeet Nataka Academy. She has authored 7 research-based books and many more on the anvil. As a performing academician, she has bridged the gap between theory and practice by reviving and researching on innumerable ancient Sanskrit theatres and transmitting them in an audio-visual classical dance performance, in addition to her myriad works on Sanskrit literature. She has performed extensively in major national and international festivals, as well as delivered lecture demonstrations in conferences and seminars across India and internationally at Netherlands, Scotland, Liverpool, South Africa, Toronto, London, Taiwan, New York, Italy, Moscow, and so on. And now, most importantly, she is the chair of the Central Sangeet Nataka Academy and the chair of W20, an engagement group of the G20. Welcome, ma'am.
Namaskar.
I'm also honored to invite Dr. LAKSHMI VIJAYAN VT as part of this conversation. Dr. LAKSHMI VIJAYAN VT is the assistant professor at Government Sanskrit College. She is an orator and she has also translated many books from Hindi to Malayalam. Additionally, Dr. LAKSHMI is Advisory Council member of the National Book Trust, Academic Council member of the Patanjali Yoga Training and Research Center, and the All India Oriental Conference executive member. She has authored 5 books and written many academic articles. Welcome, ma'am.
Namaste.
Reading your biography and all that you have achieved, I'm really amazed at your personality. You have such an eclectic mix of responsibilities. How do you handle them all?
I think from childhood, we are trained in Guru Shishya Parampara. So, my Guru Acharya Parvati Kumarji, I used to go to his house from 9 o'clock till 9 in the night. I have not gone to the college, but I was the topper in Sanskrit BA, MA from Mumbai University. I did my law, I did my PhD. So in that Guru Shishya Parampara, you are taught the subject change itself is an entertainment. For that, you don't need to have a special entertainment that you have to go to the movie or go to the change of subjects. Like just now we are doing, say, Sanskrit shlokas, then moving from Sanskrit shlokas to dance part, from moving dance part to cookery, from moving cookery to the household things, and that is how we are trained. So when we come to the this actual life, where I was also a student and also a teacher, because earn and learn was my basic need of my family. So that made you a student also, that made you a teacher also, that made you conscious partner in the family to share some money and family responsibility. So you become a family responsible person also. And then, so when coming to this responsibility of Sangeet Natak Academy chairperson was like it's the activity which I'm doing it at my college level, at my university level, and this is now pan-India level. Secondly, about this W20 responsibility, from the childhood we were taught to be a socially responsible, and that's how I started in 1981 when I started teaching the municipal corporation students free of charge. The first point which then all the policies which came to propagate those policies, we create the small dance pieces and go to the villages, go to the chauraha, make a chaupal and talk to the people. So it was also part of the activity. So again, W20, I felt it is in a world level, it's a global level institution where I need to work. So for maybe the responsibility from the state to nation to international, that's all I felt it.
Listening to your how humbly and gently you're taking all your responsibilities. As the Sangeet and Natak Academy Chair, what are the policies you see impacting the future for arts in the country? And how important is this for society that currently is there to be part of this?
Sangeet Natak Academy, when I took a chair on 21st September, I found that youth was quite away from the Sangeet Natak Academy. So the foremost thing was I started a repository, and within 3 to 4 days, thousands of people enrolled, and then we started the 75, being the Amrut Mahotsav happening all over in India. We started the 75 youth festivals of dance, music, drama, puppet, and we are starting from the 9th of this month at Tamil Nadu Kalakshetra. So when the youth is entered in, the whole life of the institution will be different. That was the first thing. The second thing was all the rare forms which are need and attention. We started working. So today I've come for that Kudiyatam festival to see their artists and any issues they are facing or any problems. Because after the pandemic, the artists were very sad and they were going through many problems. So to encourage them, to be with them, to know their problems and to sort it out, to make the policies, we started working on that. Thirdly, the research and documentation. I would say there are so many stalwarts and the विरासत, जिसे हम अपनी विरासत कहते हैं, they जिंदा हैं, those are still alive. So we have started the documentation orders also given to all those 80-year-old, 90-year-old, and they can share their experience, life experience, that we can document and keep it and put it on our server for the next generation to know. So that is the third point where we started working on. And I must say the awards giving, the 2019-2021 awards were left. We just announced 10 days back. And in that also the special Amrut awards were declared, 75 plus above all those Virasat people, those who were left out and no recognition was given it to them, were also given the recognition. So this was the initiative of my 60 days, 50-60 days.
Wow, in such a short while you've started achieving so much. We're looking forward to the rest of your chairperson period.
Thank you.
Being a recipient of so many awards, fellowships and recognition, how do you still find the mojo to innovate and bring forth your passion?
I think the time management is the best part of the life. Though I'm in chairmanship, I have my own yoga time. I have my own Natya Shastra. I translate it so that I have given that half an hour that I will finish this much work. And my practice, which is called body fitness. So last month I performed at Kalidas Sanskrit. We performed Ritu Samhar. So the performance is the life of any artist. So I can't leave that. So practice also is along with my research, and my day starts for my work is from 9 onwards. So before 9, from 4 to 9 or 5 to 9, that is my schedule. So once you make your own timetable and time management, I think nothing is impossible. I'm saying, look at the Modi ji is doing so much for the nation, for the international peace, and for the so many. See, it's the time management, I feel it.
So, ma'am, after coming into the chair of Sangeeta Nadaka Academy, did you choreograph a new piece?
Yes, that is what I'm telling you. Just
so that was the new item.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
So it is the Kalasakaranas from the Kumbharaja's Nritya Ratna Kosha. The Kalasakaranas are the Deshi Karanas, and the Margi Karanas are given into the Natya Shastra. Based on the Kalasakaranas, these Kalasakaranas are Mrugi Kalasa, then Hamsa Kalasa, Baka Kalasa. So they are from the nature based. All the movements are from the nature based, and that is why that is known as the Deshi Kalasas. So what is the best item to present all these Kalasas? Are to present it in the Ritu Samvara of Kalidasa. Okay. So they are clubbed together and performed.
This G20 came around 23 years back, and the W20 was introduced around 8 years back. So अब तक क्या क्या हुआ है W20 में, and what are your priorities of W20?
So I'll first tell you the Women W20 is an official G20 engagement group established during the Turkish presidency in 2015, and the objective to ensure that the gender considerations are the mainstreams into the G20 discussions, and it should be translated into the G20 leaders declaration as policies and commitment that foster the gender equality and women's economic empowerment. This is a basic thing. So in our G20, India G20, we have got chair, that is me. Then there are 5 delegates, Dr. Jyoti Kiran Shukla ji, then Shamika Ravi ji, Bharti Ghosh ji, Bansi Swaraj ji, and Ravina Tandon ji. We have got our Amul as our institutional partner. Also we have the Ficky Flo as our secretariat, and Miss Dharitri Patnayak is the chief coordinator of the W20, India W20. And the now main mission and goal of the basically G20 presidency focuses on the W20. It will concentrate on the grassroots level women leadership. Then we are also looking for women entrepreneurship, bridging the gender digital divide mainly, and creating pathways through the education and the skill development. Also along with this, I feel the primary stakeholders with us will be the grassroots women's, then women in tribal areas, women rural areas, urban areas, then women in agriculture also, women in artisans, women in handloom and handicrafts, then also the other sectors, entrepreneurs, the Anganwadi workers, PRIs, and also of course we are going to closely work with the academic and research institutions for our student outreach programs, and as well as to develop the knowledge partner and knowledge products like white papers. We will need the white papers, then we will need the policy briefs and also the research papers, so that the international and national women's civil society forums will also be included into this. The NGOs, local NGOs, United Nations agencies, ILO and Chamber of Commerce also will be our stakeholders. I think W20 will be inclusive and diverse.
So as part of that, you're going to meet weavers tomorrow, right, ma'am?
Yes, yes. And I personally
So Weaving Society of Balaramapuram.
Correct, right. As you are taking me there and we are meeting them. So what women are facing their issue? Are there any issues which needs to be sorted out, which need to be heard, which need to be we can make a policy from the government, or it should go and go to the G20. So
And even I think you can introduce their items also in the G20 nations.
definitely, yes, we can do that also. And I must say, today morning I met our governor, and very nicely, immediately he gave the support that yes, we will have the meet of more than 100 women at Raj Bhavan for the interaction with His Excellency. Then also there was one concept which I gave was like, why can't we have a garden used as a W20 flowers written on it, so that it is the empowerment feel to every woman that women is so important. And also I must say, and also I asked him to release one statement to that His Excellency is supporting W20, which he immediately accepted. So this is where the women empowerment is seen, that women are heard and accepted everywhere.
Ma'am, we're really honored that you are visiting Kerala. I think maybe possibly the first state to get your attention as a W20 chair, to propagate the ideas and priorities of W20. What are you taking away from this visit?
Here I would like to mention Narendra Modi's sentence for the G20, India G20 presidency. He said, this will be inclusive, ambitious, decisive, and action oriented. So I think all the four things I found in Kerala, and I feel that the action started with Lakshmi supporting, like, first one call, and yesterday we met the financial empowerment, and we met with the Parvati.
Shri Parvati,
Parvati, she's the additional commissioner of GST, CGST. And she spoke, and we had an interaction with the people, and we had a talk on it. Again, we are going to meet weavers. Today we are on a TV. I'm saying this is the response which is known as a decisive and action oriented. I'm so happy to be there in Kerala.
Thank you so much, to compliment Kerala for decisive and action orientation. But what is your message to Kerala stakeholders to address the negative societal pressures on women empowerment and entrepreneurship?
I think highest literacy rate of education is in Kerala, especially women. So I think to create a world of equality and equity where every woman lives with the dignity, it should start from the family. It should start from the childhood. Both male child and the female child should be treated equally and given a self-confidence about. The female also should be given a self-confidence. So female is learning dance and the male is learning the martial art, which is a powerful person. No, both of them should have a martial art training, and both of should have a self-confidence and safety conscious about themselves. That is the real power of the women, and Kerala women have this. So only thing they should bring back, and that family should support, the society should support, the government should support, and women empowerment, I think.
How do you think voluntary organizations and governments can contribute to your W20 vision?
Yes, W20 will leave no women behind. That is what our basic route. We are starting, let's talk about the grassroots level in the civil society, where we will be meetings in the rural areas, in the tribal areas, and also the slums. We will also have the chowpals and choraha with the villagers meeting. We also have the Gram Sabha resolutions. We have the open mic system. We will have a postcard signature campaign. We will have a charter of demands. We will start with policy recommendations and success stories we will be taking from everyone. Then, if this is about the grassroots and the civil society, we will also now talk about the academics and research institution, which will have the conclaves. We are planning for student research programs. We are also planning for a policy and research papers from them. Then from the entrepreneurs, we will be asking, we will have conclaves and the awards and the recommendation pledges to ensure equal pay, then the child care, etc. and the felicitations. All this will be concluded in policy in a brief, in video documentation or the radio or the audio recording. Then we will also have the articles in the media, then the TV panel shows, the webinars, podcasts, etc. Then it will come into the communique. All this will come into the communique and made one handbook, and that will be given it to the G20, and the G20 should take issues of this W20 into their main course. That is what the
So do you have any plans to show this in India also? The stories of women or
yes, we have started meeting the people's we have
no,
started
other than YouTube or something, any link with channels or something?
we have started meeting the NGOs especially on that, because NGOs are having these grassroots level stories, and the entrepreneurs who have started with the grassroots to the entrepreneurs. So we have started collecting the stories on our website. We have given an email ID to connect with us and to share their papers or the research papers.
And
to
I
connect
think
with us,
in national channels, instead of some advertisements, you can give the successful stories.
Yes,
in
that also
between.
is that also is a very good idea. We can start with that also. Very nice suggestion of yours. In this manner, we will be trying to reach all over India.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that very exhaustive list of all the actions that you're going to take, and we're really looking forward to that. In conclusion, I want to ask you, do you have an opinion on which fields women would naturally excel? And ma'am, also, where do you think the world would benefit in having more women leaders?
Here, I think women is the Janani, she is the Nirmatri, she is the Sanskriti, she is the Rakshitri, she is the Shakti. Amishe, you take the example from our scriptures. The Sri is Durga, Sri is Kali, Sri is Mahashakti, Sri is Mahalakshmi. So Nari atra naryaha prapujyante. Nari is a pujaniya. Nari Shaktir Vishwasya. She is the Vishwaka Shakti hai. Nari is the power. She is the energy which creates, which protects and nurtures the world. So what Nari cannot do it, Nari can do everything. The most important is she can give birth to a child, and more than that, I say Nari is a creator. She is the one who creates, so she can do everything if she decides to do it.
With this conversation, what we have discovered is how much is possible for all of us to come together and support organizations like W20 achieve their vision. There is a lot to do, but there's so much hope. And with that, I'd like to conclude this program. Thank you.